Hey guys, the Patreon is back. If you want and are able to, you can directly support this podcast by signing up for the Would You Die Patreon for only $3 a month. You'll get exclusive content and monthly live streams, as well as an extended version of this episode, which will come out soon. There's so much stuff. You should do it. $3 a month really helps me. And while you're in the mood for supporting horror creators, check out Fangoria, one of the premier brands in horror. Fangoria has been delivering quality magazines since 1979. Each collectible issue features exclusive articles about your favorite monsters as well as up-and-coming terrors. Be sure to check out the Fangoria store website for subscriptions and a bunch of cool merch. And while you're there, use promo code Would You Die Show for 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order. Applies to subscription and one-time orders. Applies to the first subscription order only. Now, it's time to talk about two of the most iconic slasher villains there are, because when you have the option to talk about two, why not?
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Have you ever felt a knife cut through human flesh and scrape the bone beneath?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Be my victim.
You are all my children now.
Hello, my name is Austin Torres, and welcome to the Would You Die podcast, the show where we talk about our favorite horror monsters and villains. Guys, I am super excited because I am joined by two amazing YouTubers who have been doing this for a while now. I'm big fans of them. I am actually fans of them because we have a mutual friend. So Ken at Sledgehammer Horror, shout out to you, bud, because
Oh
I am
yeah.
joined by Rob and Kaylie, otherwise known as That Horror Couple.
What's up, man? Thanks for having us on, dude.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited for you guys to be on the show. We were talking quite a bit before
Yeah.
recording, and I was thinking to myself, at some point I have to hit record because I feel like I'm going to keep talking and talking. I've never met you guys, and I'm like, oh, these are my friends. We're homies.
Yeah, of course.
This is the start of a beautiful friendship right here.
Yeah.
And the whole world gets to witness it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Pen's a great guy too.
Oh yeah, we love
Pen.
Ken and Ashley at Sledgehammer Horror. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys are watching or listening, we love you guys.
Yeah.
Ken and Ash.
He's a good guy. He's a terrible kisser though. But
oh my goodness.
he's a good guy. He's a good friend.
I'm going to riff off of his show because if you guys don't listen or watch Ken and Ash's channel, y'all should. They're great, but he has this show called What's Your First Horror Movie? And he's interviewed a lot of horror people.
Oh yeah. The whole internet, basically.
Yeah, people as big as like David Howard Thornton and Dead Meat to people as small as Austin Torres, your humble Would You Die podcast host.
He's got some, and he's got some pretty. He has a pretty big name coming. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but so stay tuned to Sledgehammer Horror. He's got a pretty big name coming his way. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so he's a very hardworking guy too. If you watch his channel, there's like he updates like every day. I feel like so
they work really hard at it.
Yeah.
It does feel like that. I'm like, I don't know how they do it, but I'm going to rip them off and I'm going to ask you guys, what were some of your first horror movies growing up? Like your first horror memories?
Ladies first.
Mine was, I consider these horror films because they're like creature features, but Jaws and Jurassic Park were like my first taste of horror, and they're two. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look, Rob.
They're like next to each other.
Awesome. Yes, I love those movies so much.
It's like we planned it. But we didn't plan that.
No, that's so cool. I love your posters. That's awesome. Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
Two, yeah, they're awesome. I love those movies. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen them, and I still get excited every time I watch both of them. So yeah, I jumped right in. I was like really young, like I don't know, 5, 6, I guess. So I love both of them.
Yeah, for me, I was 10 years old, and I was at a friend's sleepover. And back then he had like a bunch of VHS tapes, and he's like, "We're gonna watch some movies tonight," and most of them were comedies, but Halloween 1978 was in that pile, so he put it on, and we were watching it, and I just remember the end like stood out to me. The end where like Michael gets away, and like Loomis doesn't know where he is, and me as a kid, I'm like, that can happen, and then the credits just roll. And I was like, wait a minute, the bad guy's supposed to get caught. This can't happen. And I was like, that's the end of the movie? And that like really stuck out in my head because as a kid, I'm used to like the bad guys getting caught, evil being punished. And at the end of Halloween, when Loomis can't find him, I was like, dude, that is effective. I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, Halloween is it's still up there for me. So it hit me at a young age, and it's still like the best slasher ever, I think. So
I have a similar intro to horror as you, Kaylie, in which Jurassic Park and Jaws were my first horror movies. And I'll tell this story real quick because I think I've said it on the podcast before. Honestly, when I podcast, I just say shit and I never remember what I've said and what I haven't said. So if you're listening and you know this story, here it is again. But when I was 3 years old, my grandma was watching me. My mom was at work. I don't remember this at all because I was 3, but my mom says she comes home and I'm in the living room watching Jurassic Park because apparently I just found the VHS and I went and I put it in the VHS myself to watch this movie. And my mom's like, why are you letting him watch this movie? He's not potty trained yet. And my grandma's like, he put it in himself. I wasn't gonna stop that. You know, like, what you want me to do? And then my mom said, because you guys know Jurassic Park, there's a pretty intense potty scene. Might be intense for a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But
to me, it's a straight up horror movie. Me, I think of it like a horror movie.
Yeah.
But I'll
well,
tell you my first experience with Jurassic Park. I was 10, 11 when that came out. So, but I remember McDonald's at the time, they were backing it up, and you can get like a dinosaur Happy Meal, and so like we thought it was kid friendly, and like we thought it was about dinosaurs. We really did. So my mom took me and my brother to go see it, and when we went to go see it, it was basically dinosaurs eating people, and it was totally different. So I'm like,
they had it in the kitty Happy Meals. Yeah, like it was like a fun,
it was part
family
of like
movie.
Yeah, you can get your own Jurassic Park Happy Meal. You go to watch the movie, and like people are running for their lives. It's just pretty wild, man.
That movie changed my life. I was so young. I don't think it even changed my life. It just set my life.
Yeah.
Like I was set on a path to horror podcasting and filmmaking and that sort of thing because of Jurassic Park. I never did learn how to use a toilet, but that's okay. Because other than that, I think I turned out mostly okay.
Yeah. That's so cute about the VHS player. Like, cause we have nieces, and to think about, the 2-year-old putting like a, Blu-ray in or something. That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And like she comes in here and she sees our setup and she's like, "Oh, zombies!"
Yeah.
So she'll be a future horror fan for sure.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
I'm gonna steer her the right way and get her into the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
We saw Ghostbusters this week, and like there's kid friendly horror out there. There's some good fun horror that's not too much for kids.
Yeah,
I think so. Ghostbusters would be like something like that, or
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna like ease her in slow, probably. So
yeah, I think that's a good way to do it because like Ghostbusters, she can laugh and it's not all scares, but I think that'd be a good way to do it. Rob, I gotta say, when I was growing up, I was terrified of Michael Myers.
Oh yeah.
I was a little older when I saw the original Halloween I was in like high school when I saw the first Halloween for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when I was growing up, 4, 5, and 6 were on a constant loop on like AMC or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have insomnia, but I always had trouble sleeping, so I would stay up at night, and like when they would play the original Halloween, you'd go down the rabbit hole, and a lot of times they'd play the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, so I was like, oh, the story continues? Oh, that's cool. I gotta buy all these. And that's when I started collecting like DVDs to now Blu-ray to like. Cool thing about horror is they're always true to the story most of the time, and the story always continues. So if you we always love the originals, and like it keeps going.
A lot of good franchises.
Yeah, there is.
And speaking of good franchises, I don't think I ever said what our topic of the video or the podcast is today. So I'm being a bad podcast host.
Oh,
Guys
no,
listening.
Give you a C-.
Hey, that's not failing. I'll take it.
Yeah.
C's get degrees.
You're doing good. We'll get it up there to an A.
Oh, okay. I'll put in some extra credit. I'll put in the work. But today's episode, I'm calling it Michael Myers versus Leatherface because we don't just want to talk about Halloween. We don't want to just talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's my show. We do what I want. Or do what we want. So we're going to talk about both. The only rules is there are no rules.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, you've got the right person for this one, because every time someone says, what are your favorite movies? I always say I have two, Halloween and Texas Chainsaw. And I really feel like those films changed horror forever.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at what came after that, those were basically the blueprints. Like Halloween was the blueprint for every slasher film that followed. Mm-hmm. The whole 80s thing that happened, that was basically Halloween being retold again. Dude, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, came out in 1974. It's still scary as hell when you watch it today.
Yeah.
That film was banned in certain countries. It was banned. Like it got thrown out of theaters. Like it was way ahead of its time. Talk about pushing the envelope.
Oh yeah. It's just such a
yeah, because like when I watch Texas Chainsaw, like nowadays, every time I watch it, it feels like a movie you shouldn't be watching.
Yeah, like a snuff film or something.
The first time I watched it, it didn't feel like a film. It felt like, especially in that scene when Sally was screaming and they were zooming in on her eye and everybody was laughing at like the dinner table scene. It felt like a home video or something, or it just the way Toby Hopper shot that. It was very grainy, very it looked like homemade, and like it really seemed scary. It was very scary. I also like the location of Texas, like the whole backwoods feeling, like you're in the
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the woods. You watch that film, you feel like you have to take a shower afterwards.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
You feel like just dirty after watching that film. Mm-hmm. Like it's very effective, and for the most part, they didn't have music in that film, and the sound, and all you heard was just the buzzing of the saw, which is terrifying. It's like, dude, it makes you like just cover your ears almost, and it's a great film.
Sally's an awesome final girl.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of the OG final girls, yeah.
Yeah, because Sally is like, she's around when she's before Laurie Strode. She's before Ellen Ripley, way before Sidney Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was kicking in the 70s, like early 70s.
Yeah, her scream is so like visceral and raw, and just like it really makes your skin crawl during that scene, especially.
I met Marilyn Burns in like 2008 at Monster Mania in Jersey, like before she passed away, and it was really awesome to meet her. And I took a picture with her, and we were talking for like a minute, and I said, dude, when I watched that film, you seemed like honestly terrified. And she said, I was. And I was like, she said like she was, because they were filming for hours, like it was so hot in that little section.
This summer,
and she said like she was just done with it, and like she said she said she was honestly like she was just like losing her mind, and she said like she really was like panicking. Yeah, so that's like raw emotion in that film that was caught on film. So
that film I think is a masterpiece. There's not enough good things I can say about it. And don't get me wrong, I will say a bunch of good things about it, but even then it won't be enough.
It's hard to compare sometimes, like it's like apples and oranges in some ways.
It's personal preference, like what you personally enjoy more.
Because Michael and Leatherface, they're both brutal, but they're both very different characters.
Yes.
And like it's always like, who would win in a fight? I'm like, I don't know, because their styles are completely different. And would Leatherface even survive in the suburbs of Haddonfield? I don't even know, because he's a backwoods guy. So.
Right.
It depends where the fight would happen, and yeah.
And like which version of which character? Because like Leatherface, he changed his sizes a bunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Michael Myers, like like Nick Castle's not the biggest dude, and then
Mm.
Tyler Mane is
Oh,
the
yeah.
biggest dude.
I met him too. It's like, how you doing, sir? Hi.
So
I'm up
it's
to his
like,
nipples.
but yeah, it's like, it's what version of Leatherface, what version of Michael, and you're right. What's the setting? Is it in Leatherface's like domain? Because that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Who gets home field advantage, really? Like, and then
Exactly.
maybe Leatherface is more brutal than Michael.
Michael's more stealthy though.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Michael could be hiding in the woods, and I think he's more intelligent than Leatherface because Leatherface is like a man child. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
a toddler in a
And,
man's body. Yeah.
like Michael knows how to drive. We've seen him drive a car. You know, he knows when to strike. He knows when to lay low.
He
knows.
survived for years in a sewer.
Oh, Halloween ends.
Yeah.
He brings up. That's awesome. No, dude. Part 5, he was also like, wasn't he unconscious for like a year? And
Yeah,
then
he's in a coma.
yeah, they brought him back to Leo.
Yeah.
Can't kill the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And like with Michael, he is the embodiment of evil. He is the boogeyman manifested. And Leatherface, he's just trying his best. He's just trying to be a good boy. His brother's yelling at him because he broke the dang door.
Yeah.
I got a point though. Is Leatherface very brutal, but is he a leader? Probably not, because he's taking orders from his whole family.
Right.
You know, is he a good leader? I don't
I
know.
think he only kills people because his family tells him to, and he can't tell the difference between humans and like cattle. He
But-
just thinks they're all the same. Yeah.
In the new one, the Netflix one, his family wasn't around,
Yeah.
so he was kind of on his own with that one. But he wound up on Instagram Live. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know that movie gets a lot of hate. I'm not going to defend it because I don't care that much about it. I will say this, I had a lot of fun watching it.
We did too.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I
we
thought-
liked it.
I thought
yeah.
the kills were good.
Mhm.
I thought it was a Leatherface film, just like I
Yeah.
thought. What I thought it was going to be, exactly what it was, and the kills were awesome. I thought the kills were brutal.
It's a perfect like Friday night like brutal slasher.
Yeah.
It's like it's not supposed to be super serious or have like a big meaning behind it
Bro.
or anything. I think it's just supposed to be gory and fun. you know?
I like pretty much. I like all the Leatherface movies, even the one everybody hated from like 2017 or something. Was the one that was called?
Oh, Leatherface.
Yeah, but like I
Oh.
appreciated the storytelling because you found the origins of the Pretty Woman mask.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I thought that was cool. We saw that part. I was like, oh, that's where he got the Pretty Woman mask from. They kind of showed that story,
Yeah.
and like seems like everybody on social media hated that, but I was like, I like the story though. Like you know, like
I thought it was okay. I liked the movie. I liked the different approach they took to it, and I liked how we thought he was Jed. We didn't know Jed was like Leatherface or
Yeah, but,
whatever.
like-
We thought it was his friend, and there was like a twist at the end. I thought that was pretty clever.
when did Leatherface get handsome though? That's what I
I
want to
think that's what made me like it.
know. All of a sudden, he's the handsome guy.
Yeah.
What if he was always handsome?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we
No,
don't
but-
know what's under that mask in the
We
original.
don't. Yeah. We don't.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his face did get kind of banged up towards the end. Remember that? So-
Yeah.
yeah, but I was like, everybody was like, "Oh, that must be Leatherface, like the bigger
The big
kid."
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then they flipped it on us, but I was like, you know what? It's cool. Even that's the way I am. I'm like, it's not my favorite, but I enjoy it because I appreciate when,
What they were trying to do. Yeah.
especially the series. I just
Mhm.
appreciate having a new movie out in the series,
Mhm.
and you know, yeah, it takes a lot for me to hate a film because usually I find the good in everything. So.
We try to.
And
But yeah,
my
Imaginary really sucked though. Like that movie and Night Swim and everything from Blumhouse lately. But other than that, I really like horror.
I actually haven't seen either.
Don't.
Maybe watch them for free at home. I don't know, but I had one person comment on one of our videos, and they said they actually liked Imaginary. So maybe some people will. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not. Everybody has different opinions,
Yeah.
but we usually do not like just trash films.
we
and
don't
like
usually.
I had no choice with that. I had to go all out in our review. I was like, all right, hit record. I'm going. And I was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
When it comes to like at least the Texas Chainsaw movies, I think a lot of people get very irrationally angry with them because the original is so good. And I think a lot of people will compare every sequel to the original and not like the 9 other okay to bad movies.
Yeah.
They always compare it to the masterpiece that changed horror, not
Yeah.
like the 5 out of 10s. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of that had to do with like just the time period it came out. The time period it came out, it was ahead of its time. I mean, I'm sure if you take the same film and put it out today in 2024, it wouldn't have the same effect. I feel like the sequels are still good, but like since we already saw the original, we're like, yeah, we already seen this because it's not as shocking as the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I
So
think those remakes are me personally, I enjoy the 2003 remake the best out of the entire series because it's the one I watched first. Because I was like 13 when that movie came out. I'd never seen any of the other Texas Chainsaw movies. That one terrified me at that age, and it became one of my favorite movies because I thought it was just so scary, so well done, a great likable cast. You get to know them a little bit while they're stranded, and a great final girl in Jessica Biel, whose acting I thought was amazing in that film, and you feel for her the entire time, like her like how terrified she is, like just her acting is just really good in there, and
she's hot too.
yeah, well that helps. Yeah, I just think it's a great movie. That's like one of my favorite horror remakes is the Texas Chainsaw from 2003.
It's a solid film. Yeah. I also, speaking of Halloween, I like the Rob Zombie.
I love those too.
I just like how he made Halloween Rob Zombie style, and at the time, I remember when that was coming out. At the time, there were like a lot of remakes. That was like the trend of remakes were starting. They did the Amityville Horror, they did the Omen, and then I was like, all right. And then I heard they're gonna do Halloween, and I was like, why would you touch Halloween? And I was kind of annoyed. And then I heard Rob Zombie was doing it, and I'm like, oh well, that's interesting. I was like, okay, and I just like how he made Halloween Rob Zombie style, and it took a lot of guts to do that. I feel like a lot of people, no matter what you do, you're gonna get crap from people.
Well, when you take a classic and you remake it,
no matter what he did, he was gonna get some negativity. But I thought he made Michael just as scary as Leatherface in that movie.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Michael was not just he was like hiding in the shadows a little bit, but when it came time to kill, Michael was brutal in the Rob Zombie film. Like he was stomping people's faces. He was just going.
The way Rob Zombie builds up to the kills in those movies too, like it gets like really eerily quiet, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, boom, like with the music. Do you know what I mean? It's like very jump scary, slasher style. It's terrifying. Like the first Halloween doesn't scare me, but put Rob Zombie's Halloween on, like that's really brutal and terrifying. I think.
Rob Zombie also has a way to make everything like white trash. So like it's like Michael's childhood.
He grew up in the trailer park.
Yeah. His stepfather is a drunk alcoholic piece of trash.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, way to be Rob Zombie. Okay. That's good.
I have a very complicated relationship with the Rob Zombie Halloween films because I like that they're unapologetically Rob Zombie. I love that they are so his style, his brutality, his just Rob Zombie aesthetic. And like you see one frame from that movie. Oh, Rob Zombie made that.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love when a director has that strong of a vision and voice, but I have a certain idea of who Michael is in my head. And I feel like that's the fun thing about Michael is we all have different ideas of what Michael is. The way I see Michael Myers is so diametrically opposed to what Rob Zombie sees in Michael. So I have a fundamentally different understanding of Michael Myers and Rob Zombie. But at the same time, I love the performances in those movies. I love his direction of them. I think Tyler Mane is a great Michael Myers. There's just so much to like. And I do like the movies. And also I'm like, but this isn't my Mikey.
Yeah. I really thought the Halloween 2018 was really a good callback to the original series. I feel like the way they did it, they broke like Laurie Strode. We got our Laurie Strode. We got our Tommy. You
mean Tommy Doyle?
Tommy Doyle,
yeah. Yeah.
Wallace.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, he directed Halloween 3, so there you go.
That's true.
Wallace. Yeah.
Talk about a film I avoided for a while because there was no Michael. Now I love it.
It's one of our favorites now.
Me
Halloween 3.
too.
We love it.
I
It's
used
good.
when I was younger, I used to skip it because I'm like, there's no
There's no
Michael.
Michael.
But now I go back, I'm like, this is a great horror film. I was like, damn,
Atkins is a great final guy.
dude,
He
Atkins,
is.
Final man, whatever he wants to be called.
he has a girl like much younger than him, and he's like, I'll help you find your dad, but first we're gonna mess around. That guy's a straight up player.
Yeah.
That's Tom Atkins. And also my
Yeah.
favorite part in a movie full of favorite parts. I love the fact that the fucking Silver Shamrock fucking steals Stonehenge. In the beginning of the movie, it's like Stonehenge went missing, someone stole it, and then you see Stonehenge in the facility where they're like zapping kids' heads into bugs and snakes,
Yeah.
and there's like
That was cool. You
killing
noticed
robot.
that though. That was a good. That was like hard to
An
find.
Easter egg,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good Easter egg you found.
The way my brain works is once I discover a movie where people literally steal Stonehenge, I will never forget it.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Halloween Kills and Ends and the rest of the series after 2018?
All right, this is how you start fights on the internet. On the internet.
Let's do it.
Hey, let's do it. I fucking love Halloween Kills.
Nice.
We do too, yeah.
It's brutal. He fights the whole neighborhood.
I know, and he wins.
Mhm.
It's great. Oh, he battles Tommy Doyle again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking about how I want to say this because Halloween Ends is like Star Wars: The Last Jedi. And no matter what I say, I'm going to get a bunch of people mad at me.
Oh, he means that there's very passionate opinions on both sides of it, whether you're like a fan of it or whether you're like,
Yeah.
Like
We could just skip this one.
we're actually huge advocates for that one. We were like the only. It was like us and like one other YouTuber that put it that our reviews out opening weekend. We were the only people I saw that liked the movie.
No, but I want to add to that, okay? Because our friend of ours, he met Rowan Campbell and he got us an autograph and he said, write it out to that horror couple. And Rowan Campbell's signing it. He has this on film. He looks up, he goes, aren't they on YouTube? And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I saw their review. I liked it. I was like, dude, Rowan Campbell watches us. I was like,
I was totally fangirl.
I nerded out.
That's amazing.
Like, what?
Because we love that movie. We love the new ones like a lot.
I felt bad though, because that means he saw like most people like.
Well, he's a young
talking
actor.
shit.
He's probably watching all the reviews.
Yeah.
I
feel like a lot of people who didn't like the movie, I feel like a lot of them can admit he was pretty good.
I think a lot of people liked him, even though they hated the movie. They liked his character.
I looked at it totally different. We went into Halloween Ends, and so did everybody else.
Yeah,
because everybody on the internet talking about it before the movie dropped. They were like, "Who do you think's gonna win, Michael or Laurie? Who do you think's gonna win, Michael or Laurie?" As if it was like a Freddy versus Jason type thing. Mm-hmm. That's all everybody's mind was on. Okay, and the fact that they gave us a whole side story with Corey about pure evil contaminating a soul took me back to John Carpenter's original story. That's all it was about, was evil contaminating a soul. Carpenter's original story had nothing to do with Michael being on t-shirts, being action figures. He did not want Michael to be like the main focus. So I thought they took Carpenter's story and like stripped it down and retold it again. And I'm like, that's kind of neat. And I'm like, it's a total curveball that nobody saw coming. Nobody saw this coming. And at the end of the day, we still got Michael versus Laurie.
Yeah.
And I really like the character development, how Laurie Strode in her old age, she's the new Dr. Loomis now. She's the one writing the book about pure evil. She's the one that notices something's wrong about Corey. She's the one warning her granddaughter about how something's not right with this guy. She's Loomis. Mm-hmm. She became Loomis. And I'm like, that is really good storytelling. Yeah. So, but most people are like, they don't, I don't know. When people don't get what they expect, I think they don't.
Well, of course, it'll disappoint you.
Yeah. So, but I was like, this is really cool. I was like, they gave us a curveball and it kind of went back to the original story of evil. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's kind of cool.
I'll just come clean. I didn't care for Halloween Ends. I've said this on the podcast before. I just don't really care for it. I don't think it's a bad film because I like a lot of the swings it took.
C
That's
minus. You went to a C minus
I
tonight.
know.
I'm about to go to a D or an F. That's why I compare it to Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Is I think those filmmakers I think they fundamentally understand what Halloween and what Star Wars is, and they take a swing and deconstruct it, and a lot of people hate that.
No, he's right. You're right. Yeah.
That's true. And most people are like, I want to go in there and see Michael stab people and kill people. And when he
Which is understandable because that's what it's been this whole time,
Yeah.
you know.
and when he's hanging out in the sewer like the Ninja Turtle, like
Or Pennywise.
yeah. I understand why they were like, what the hell is this?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
but
I don't know. I just fell in love with it after watching it.
my point is, look at the story. They went against the grain.
Mhm.
They surprised everybody, and they kind of gave us a story about pure evil. And Loomis, in every story, he's like, "Oh, pure evil,
Yep.
the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Yeah.
God damn you, Michael." You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just gotta say, for me, the reason my Halloween Ends doesn't work, all I see is, and on paper it should work for me because this is one of my favorite movies. Halloween Ends is like a love letter to Christine.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's totally true. Yeah.
The junkyard scene, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
where he-
Arnie Cunningham, Corey Cunningham,
Corey Cunningham. Yeah, he
being
works
corrupted
on
by-
cars. Yeah.
yeah, it's so Christine, and I love Christine. That is one of my favorite movies.
It's
but-
a great movie.
Mhm.
When I watch Halloween Ends, all I can think of is it's discount Christine, and I'd much rather be watching Christine.
Oh, well, that's fair. Yeah, because there's a lot of nods to that movie. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
The whole mechanic scene. The whole
Yeah.
mechanic shop.
yeah, the whole thing. You know how he's nerd, like they try to make him look nerdy before he goes evil. You know, like Arnie. Arnie didn't have a girlfriend. He looked.
Mhm.
They tried to make him out to be a nerd or whatever, and then he got the car. Now he's Mr. Sexy. He's got a girlfriend. You know, that kind of thing. But they did the same thing with Corey.
Allison wanted to hit it though.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
She was into him.
Yeah.
Cute
whole
people.
Yeah.
And the whole town was looking down on both of them because they were
Yeah.
like, oh, like he's crazy. He babysat a kid and the kid died. Oh, she's nuts. The whole Michael Myers thing that happened.
Mhm.
And
I
so,
do gotta say, best opening
Oh my god!
in a movie.
I was so shocked when that kid went flying over
No,
the
but
stairwell.
to me, the whole opening was it was a babysitter, and Laurie Strode was a babysitter.
Yeah,
so
that was interesting.
the whole thing was it was kind of like a wink, wink to the original.
Mhm. And with a twist, yeah.
So yeah, hell of a series though. I mean, I like how like there's a lot of similar ones, but there's also a few different ones. Like Halloween 3, Halloween Ends are two different ones.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so
I love how the font's the same too.
yeah,
And the title font, I like
they
that.
used the Halloween 3 like
Yep.
so similar to Halloween 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that it ends with "Don't fear the Reaper."
Oh, that comes such full circle. I love
Well,
that, and how it shows the house like in the daytime.
Yeah.
The evil's gone or whatever.
'Cause
That's really cool.
The end of Halloween 78, it was all dark in every room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The end of this one, it was light in every room. So I was like, that's very symbolic, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of David Gordon Green. That being said, I have not seen his Exorcist movie, so I cannot comment on
It's getting
that.
hate, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was good for what it was. I liked it.
That being said, I like all of his other movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a really smart filmmaker. I think at least in terms of Halloween, he understands the source material very well. I think he has a big appreciation for the franchise as a whole, not
Mhm.
just the original. And
takes a lot of courage too. Like
Yeah.
you tackle Halloween, a classic series, and then right after that, he's like, "Hold my beer, I'm going for The Exorcist."
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Which
dude,
is
are you
like-
crazy?
arguably the greatest horror movie ever made.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
probably the scariest.
Yeah.
Probably the scariest ever made.
But I got a question for y'all because I'm really interested. We talked a little bit about who would win in a fight, Michael or Leatherface. If Michael Myers and Leatherface had a team up
Ooh, tag team.
to fight Freddy and Jason.
Ooh.
Who wins
Well,
that
that's-
tag team match?
As a fan, I like Leatherface and Michael better, but I'm just thinking
Freddie's got that
No,
supernatural
yeah.
advantage. Like I know Michael's
Freddie
a little
and-
supernatural.
Freddie and Jason
they're
are
both supernatural.
Freddie and
Yeah.
Jason are supernatural. I don't know.
I think with Freddie with his mind tricks and all that, and Jason's like, can't really kill him.
Yeah,
But hold
Jason's
on.
too strong.
Yeah, I think Freddie and Jason would win
But-
based on like abilities and.
But Freddie and Jason can't get along. We've seen that in the Freddie vs. Jason. They'll just
You think Michael and Leatherface get along because they don't talk to each other?
yeah, they'll just I'm thinking Freddie and Jason are gonna turn on each other, and then Michael and Leatherface take advantage.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting way to look
I
at
don't
it.
know though, but
Mhm.
and that's what I liked about Michael Myers and Leatherface is they were just people. They weren't
Yeah.
they weren't from your dreams. They weren't like after part 6 with CJ Graham, Friday the 13th, he went into like zombie mode, Jason. He was
Mhm.
kind of like a zombie.
Yeah.
And like because he digged himself out of the grave and it was a different kind of Jason.
Mhm.
So that's a good matchup though. I would definitely like to watch it.
I think Freddie and I'm gonna say Freddie and Jason. I think they would win. That's what my final answer is.
They might, but like in all horror movies, at the end of the movie, we'll see a hand come up and they're still alive.
Right.
Yeah, nobody really dies.
All right, I got a 1v1 matchup for you guys to think about. Picture it.
Okay.
Where it's a hot 1970s Texas day. What happens if the Predator decides to go to the Sawyer house and hunt himself the Chainsaw family?
The Chainsaw family is totally dead.
Can't the Predator he can disappear and right?
Oh yeah, like in the beginning of Alien versus Predator when they're in that icy terrain and where Antarctica or wherever they are supposed to be, the Predator take out they take out the whole military camp of people or whatever really quickly, and they're more advanced, so they would definitely take out the rednecks.
Yeah.
But
These
don't
fights are not
forget,
fair.
Predator always gets taken out by the people who don't have the technology. So when
That is
Arnold
Ooh,
puts himself
I
in the
like that.
mud and then uses
Yeah.
the trees and stuff, that's when Arnold beats the Predator.
That's true.
And Leatherface,
Leatherface does have a chainsaw.
and he is covered in dirt and mud all the time.
Yeah.
The guy is
Mhm.
very
And he
dirty.
knows the woods. He lives there, so he might have home field advantage. That is true. That's an interesting point. Yeah, I guess I was thinking about that scene from Alien versus Predator. It's kind
Right.
of and I'm like, yeah, he could take him out. But then when you mentioned that, I'm like, that's true too.
Yeah, but as a fan, who I like better, it'd be Michael and Leatherface for sure. I mean, I just like.
I have
them
a
better.
feeling that's the answer with any matchup I give you because
Yeah.
you did say
I'm
those are
like-
your favorite.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's like,
He's gonna. Yeah, Leatherface. Yeah, you always gonna pick.
dude, is
Leatherface.
Art the Clown a supernatural figure at this point? If I don't know,
I think he is.
Yeah.
because I was like, after seeing the sequel, I'm like, he's more of a demon now, isn't he? And I'm like,
I don't know.
Now that might be a cool fight. Michael Myers versus Art the Clown.
Yeah.
oh, I'd be down.
Mm-hmm. Two Halloween icons.
Right?
Halloween icons. Yeah.
Pennywise, get
I'm gonna pick Pennywise.
two clowns together and fight it out.
You know who I would like to see Art the Clown fight? Victor Crowley from the Hatchet movies.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
okay. That would be interesting. Yeah, those are fun
Whoa, whoa,
gory
whoa.
movies. Yeah.
I got something here.
What?
Leatherface versus Victor Crowley, both backwoods guys.
I'm
From
going to
what-
give the slight edge to Victor Crowley because Victor Crowley's already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. But I'm just saying they're both.
But that would be an
both-
amazing matchup.
I think that would be pretty cool because also I always thought Michael versus Jason would be a cool fight because they're very similar in the sense that they don't talk. They're just very very stalkerish.
Mhm.
They're in the corner hiding. I like that. So
Yeah.
I thought that'd be an interesting matchup.
Oh, I
They
got
were-
a matchup. I got a matchup for you guys. Michael Myers, Sam from Trick or Treat.
Oh, Michael all day.
I love Sam, but
Michael-
preference,
Good.
I love
Michael
Michael too, though.
Michael would punch his ass.
I get Sam's supernatural and he can do some gnarly stuff, so maybe he would have a little bit of an advantage. But maybe who would?
He's
overall
crawling
win?
on the walls and shit.
Yeah,
It's spooky.
I think he
It's
could probably
scary.
get away from Michael, but if Michael gets his hands on him, he could probably if he's able to pull him apart and he can't put himself back together, then Michael's gonna win.
I like that matchup though, because it's both Halloween.
I know that would be. They should do like I would love to see like a mashup Halloween like anthology with Sam and Michael Myers, like different stories like happening in the same town, but you had Michael in there. I don't know.
That's not a bad
They
idea.
were supposed to make a sequel to Trick or Treat for the last like 15 years.
I know it's one of my favorite movies.
It hasn't happened. I was like, there was supposed to be a Freddy vs. Jason sequel too that never happened. I would
make it.
Just so much stuff I would love to see happen. You know.
Well, I'm happy you brought up okay. First, I gotta say, the Michael Myers Sam fight, that was a trick question because in my head they fight for maybe 2 seconds and then they realize they're on the same team and then they murder together. So
that's true. Okay,
that's what I imagine because they're both like the spirit of Halloween in a sense.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's an interesting way to think about it.
Wait a minute, but Michael doesn't kill kids. Sam's like a midget.
That doesn't mean he's a kid.
Yeah, he's probably he's an ancient Halloween demon. He just takes on the appearance of like a childlike pumpkin.
He's adorable though.
Yeah.
Michael,
that's what makes him dangerous.
Michael wouldn't kill him. Like, you know how like, I don't know, like Rob Zombie's Halloween, he left the baby alone. In 2018, he left the baby alone.
Well, it's not a threat to him.
Yeah.
It's just an annoyance, so he just keeps going.
He would like probably let Sam hang on his back and
I think there's an art like a piece of art that has like Michael and Sam sitting on his shoulders.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so cute.
I think the two of them just need to cause Halloween mayhem and murder together. I think that's what the world needs.
We need that movie. That would be amazing.
What about Chucky versus Leprechaun?
Well, yeah.
That would be interesting as hell. It'd be fun.
It'd be hilarious. I would bet on Chucky.
Yeah, I like Chucky.
He's more popular. I think they would go with him.
He's brutal. He was a serial killer before he was in a doll.
And now he's got that voodoo magic.
Mm-hmm.
But if you mess with the Leprechaun's gold, it's on. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not a huge I like the first one, but I'm not a huge fan of those like movies. I don't know. I prefer the Child's Play series.
Jennifer Aniston won't even talk about that movie. Like she's embarrassed by it.
Wasn't it like her first movie?
Yeah, it was her. If I ever meet her, she's signing a big ass Leprechaun poster. I don't
think she does conventions.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm gonna be like, this is amazing.
Remember who you are and where you came from.
Remember where you came from.
I bet Paul Rudd would sign a Halloween 6 poster if
really
you had
nice.
one. He seems super cool.
That's what I think of when I think of him. I don't think of Ant-Man or anything. I think of.
I'm a Marvel fan too, so
I got one.
Yep.
Our scenario: Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, Chucky, Pinhead.
Oh.
That's 6, and Art the Clown.
Pinhead walks through walls and stuff. That's
well, it's 07, right?
Yeah.
Does Ash Williams from The Evil Dead run through that gauntlet and defeat them all? Or do they overpower him?
Ash dies.
Ash dies.
That's what I would think. Because you're dealing with too much people with too much different powers, and you can't take them all out.
Well, he's a pretty badass character. I don't know. Like
he's groovy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Groovy.
I'm gonna vote for him and say he makes it.
You're going with Ash?
Yeah, I'm gonna say he does it.
I agree with Kaylie, but
it would be interesting to see the two chainsaws go at it though. Ash's chainsaw,
right?
Leatherface.
Right?
Right, I think it would.
What if he has the book of the Necronomicon with him, working with him? He could use that against them.
Michael doesn't read.
No, I'm saying he's summoning the demons and using them.
Leatherface doesn't read either.
He could take them all out. So there you go.
Oh, you're saying he can like summon some demons?
He summons the demons on his side. There you go. He's got the Necronomicon. They're toast.
Do the demons play by the rules though?
We're gonna say, what if they did?
Well, even if they didn't, Ash probably knows that and has a plan to get them back in the ghost or in the book.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think Ash would make it through isn't because he's skilled and he is a badass, but like when I watch like Ash versus the Evil Dead, he kind of just stumbles to victory a lot of the times, whether through sheer dumb luck or just incompetence saving the day. Ash somehow finds a way. It's his persistence that I think gets him through.
Yeah.
A little bit of luck, sure. but you just don't give up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great icons now that we think about it in
Yeah.
horror. Wow, there's a
Mhm.
lot of cool characters. Wow, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, my two favorites are Michael and Leatherface. Still, I don't.
That's the tag team to beat.
Yeah.
I love Jason though too. Jason's cool.
Yeah.
Now, I got one, and the only reason why I'm going to say it is because it's so funny to think about. Okay, I'm just going to say it.
Funnier than Chucky and Leprechaun.
Michael X Leatherface versus Godzilla X Kong.
Nah, you're going like
Godzilla's gonna eat him.
I know
you're-
it's not even fair. That's why I thought it was funny.
He could probably hide from. They could probably hide from the two of them because they're so huge.
You're going creature feature, and you're going.
Yeah, but they could probably eat him though.
I'm telling you, what are they gonna do? Like stab his ankle? Like I don't know what you're gonna do. Like
Take
It's
him
like
out with yeah.
Godzilla and Kong wouldn't even notice them. It's
No,
not a
they-
matchup.
Yeah.
It was just funny in my head, and I had to say it.
Yeah, that's funny.
isn't there a new Godzilla movie coming out?
I think so, right? Like,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. Oh, it's tomorrow.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't
already
know.
got
You
my
mentioned that to me,
tickets in
that's
the
right. You
IMAX.
said- Yeah.
Yeah, it was one day I couldn't do this week.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Yeah, I forgot that comes out this week.
You going in theaters to see it?
Oh, I got my tickets for the IMAX.
Go.
I'm so excited. I'm a huge monster fan, so Godzilla and Kong, those are my
too.
homies.
Yeah.
I see all those movies. I love them. I love them so much. I've been thinking about it all week.
That's exciting. Well, now I'm excited. Now we have a movie to go see this weekend because I thought the next one coming out we were going to do for the channel was The Omen, the new Omen movie. I forgot about Godzilla. So.
I just bought my tickets for the new Omen movie today.
Oh, nice.
Yo, we gotta add some creepy kids into the battle with like. this versus-
Oh, I love Damien.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Damien is very cool.
But like the thing with Damien is he himself doesn't fight because he's like a literal 5-year-old.
No, but he's
It's-
got those dogs. He's got
It's
those.
it's the dogs, it's the nanny, it's Mother Nature, it's the
He's-
baboons.
He stares somebody down, and then they're hanging themselves from the building. You know,
Mhm.
Right.
like he doesn't
So-
do anything.
So
It's all for you, Damien.
I'm so excited. I got a
Anytime
new
you mix
Godzilla, I got a new Omen, a new
Yeah.
Alien is coming out in August.
Oh, I'm
I'm-
so excited. Now, are you a fan of the two prequels that came out, Prometheus and Alien Covenant? I'm a huge fan of the prequels. A lot of people
I like Prometheus okay. I think it's good.
don't.
I love Alien Covenant.
See, he
Yeah.
thought Prometheus was a little more boring. I love both of them, but you liked Alien Covenant better.
There's
right?
a lot of downtime with these alien movies. I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of sitting around talking, which is cool for story building, but I feel like it takes a while sometimes for stuff to happen. But the new one coming out is done by Fede Alvarez, which
Yeah.
he's done the new Texas Chainsaw movie. He's done the Evil Dead
Don't breathe.
2013. He did Don't Breathe. So I'm thinking if he brings his flair of horror into the mix, I'm like, he's gonna make this entertaining.
This is going to be like a slasher film, but with face huggers and xenomorphs.
I think that's what they need, though.
Yeah.
You take a horror sci-fi film and you give it a little more horror. I think it'll be very entertaining.
Mhm.
You
Well,
know,
I thought Alien Covenant did a really good job in bringing in a lot of like nasty gore and really
that's the one
creative
where the bug flies
kills.
into his ear and he's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that scene when what's his name? Budwig something, I forget his name. But anyway, the thing like when he starts convulsing, the thing comes out of his back. That
Yeah.
scene is so well done, and it makes you feel sick because it's so well done.
Another thing about me though, maybe it's my attention span, but I do not like long movies. Like I
Mm.
like my movies to be like an hour and a half, like a slasher style. Like some of these alien movies are like over 2 hours, and
If I love the subject material, then I don't mind if it's a really long movie.
Terrifier 2 to me was too long. It was just too long.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you could have told the same story in an hour and a half. I'm like, yeah, so maybe it's my attention span, but I always feel like alien films take a while to get going. So,
And they're
But,
definitely slower paced
yeah.
than the average horror movie too, which I kind of like about the Alien films because you don't get that slower pace in too many I mean, you do, but they're more rare, I think. I gotta say something. especially interested in your opinion, Kaylee, because you're a huge Alien fan. My second favorite Alien movie is Alien Covenant.
Ooh,
See,
that's up
yeah,
there.
I love I have to
No,
say
you like
I
Aliens.
really love Aliens. I think is my favorite one, but like right behind it is the original, and then Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I think that would be how I would put it, because those, to be honest, Aliens, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant, I love a lot, and it's hard for me to
Yeah.
pick. And I just think Aliens being like a James Cameron like action horror like mashup, I think that one's like the most enjoyable. But I see what you're saying. Like I think Covenant was amazing and so well done. And I love all four of those a lot. I don't really rewatch 3 or Resurrection very much because I don't like those too much. I don't really like the story with the two of them, and maybe I should revisit them and see if
Is
my
that the one-
opinions changed.
Is
But
that the one where they killed Bane and Ripley for no
like
reason?
no,
Like
they,
Hicks and
no, they killed Hicks and Newt at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
so they were dead. Yeah,
That
I
was
was like,
3.
okay, this sucks already.
The thing about 3 is it has probably one of the most iconic shots in any horror movie. With the one where like the xenomorph is coming in like this, and Ripley like
Oh
it's
yeah,
the profile, and then Ripley is like, it's this
Oh
amazing
yeah, yeah.
shot, and it's like the one iconic thing about that movie, and everything else
yeah.
is decent or forgettable, depending
Yeah.
on how nice you want to be.
Yeah, we're gonna revisit them. I think we're gonna do like a review on like the entire series
We should do that.
before we go see the new film.
We have a segment
Where we
on
do
our
like a
channel.
rapid review
Yeah.
of like certain franchises.
We do rapid review, which means we just talk about a film for literally like a minute, and then we're like next, and then we go, So basically, you get what we think of the whole series in like a
condensed like
a
version.
10-minute video.
Yeah,
which
so I think we're gonna do that. So I have to rewatch them for that.
we did a couple series. We did Halloween.
We did Friday.
Friday.
Mhm.
Are you guys
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
think
Texas?
We should do Texas
We
too.
should.
Yeah.
Rapid review.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we should
That'd
do
be
that.
fun.
Yo, well, let's do it with aliens because we have new aliens coming
Yeah,
out.
that's my most anticipated movie of the year, though, is the new Alien Romulus. That's the one I'm most excited about.
When's the new Terrifier coming out?
October. Yeah,
It's
for me.
the Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
Dude.
Yeah, that looks really cool too.
I think my most anticipated movies of the year, number 1 is definitely Alien Romulus. Number 2 is Godzilla X Kong, which I have to think of a new number 2 after I see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when this episode comes out, I would have already seen it, and I'm probably a better man because of it.
You do reviews? Are you going to review it?
No, for me, I don't really do reviews because in my mind, I'm a filmmaker first. So I have a couple short films right now, and I'm always trying to make more. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want to really review movies because I'd rather make them.
Mhm.
And then like, what if I become a movie reviewer and then all of a sudden I want to make movies, but now I've like trashed films that by people who are like now my friend, and you know what I mean? So I'm just like,
Yeah.
So when I do this podcast, I never think about it as like a movie review. I just think about it as horror fans talking about horror movies.
Yeah, like a discussion. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
Exactly. And like I can be like, oh, I didn't care about Halloween Ends. I don't have to rip into it. I don't have to be a dick about it because I could still
Yeah.
say, hey, I love Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to check out your short films.
Oh, I will share those with you guys for sure. Because you guys should review them.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
we
will
will.
if you want us to.
We definitely
Yeah.
will.
We have another friend where we have to review his we love doing like short films and like indie stuff.
Fan films
For
We've done quite a few. That's another.
we have a playlist on our
We have
channel.
a playlist of just all fan films or all indie films,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call them. But yeah. So because I feel like that's important to support like filmmakers and get the word out about them.
Whatever we can do to help, push people's stuff out.
Do you remember
way we can.
when we did Terrifier 2 review? David Howard? No, it was
The director,
Damien Leone.
Mhm.
He left a comment.
Mhm.
I was like, what? And then when we met him, he recognized us. That felt pretty cool. So I was like,
That's cool.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, do I know you?
he's like, I know you guys from something. I'm like, oh, we're on YouTube. He's like, oh, that's right. And
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So when you guys review my movies, we're friends, which means you have to lie. You have to pretend you like. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh no, we're always over like we're
I-
always positive when
I
it
do
comes
not-
to that kind of stuff because I feel like it's unfair to judge indie or fan films at the same in the same way that you would like a Hollywood production because it's
When
not
you-
this. It's,
when they don't have the budget, you can't really. They're
that's
not.
not fair to yeah.
But at the same time, I can give them credit for what they had to work with. I'm
Mhm.
like, you know,
Right.
like our friend, a friend of ours from Check the Candy made a really good film.
Devils Are We, yeah.
The Devils Are We.
John
Okay.
Turner on Check the Candy.
On
It was
Check the Candy.
podcast. Mhm.
And yeah, I just thought like I don't know. I assume he didn't have a big budget, but he made
The
it.
way he shot it,
He made it very entertaining. He made it kind of like a slasher, devil's possession type story,
Mhm.
and I thought it was really good, dude.
There's a lot you can do with like indie filmmaking.
And then
yeah.
our friend Peter Anthony, he's coming out. He did the Roseblood Friday the 13th films.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's coming out with another film called Laugh,
Mhm.
and we did a breakdown of that trailer. So that should be a good one too coming out. So during the whole Friday the 13th lawsuit, when they couldn't make a Friday the 13th movie for like years, because you know that someone owned the name and then someone owned the likeness of Jason,
Mhm.
so they couldn't. There was like a lawsuit going on. I feel like the fan community like stepped up and made their own films for like you know I feel like
Yeah.
all the Friday the 13th films that came out. I thought
They're all really good.
Never Hike Alone, and then
Mhm.
there was Roseblood. Then there was,
Vengeance 2.
yeah, I
Mhm.
feel like yeah. So like that was one. I was like really impressed with like the indie filmmakers.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
you know, if you're not gonna give us a film, they're like, we're gonna make one, dude. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's awesome. And I like, yeah, there's so much good indie film. I think it's awesome that you guys are doing your part to kind of just promote them and to help them find their audience because it's so hard, especially nowadays with like streamers where it's easier to make a movie, which means it's easier for everyone to make a movie, which means there are
oh yeah,
so many movies. It's
you're
harder
almost
for them
you're
to get
flooded
seen.
with like all this content. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like that about YouTube too, because basically now as technology gets better, anybody can like you know have a channel. So there's so much people out there doing the same
But
thing.
everyone's on a cell phone, so it's
Yeah.
like you do have a broader audience, even though everybody could be content creating. That's basically what the general population mostly consumes is content creation
So
on the internet.
it's hard
Right.
to get people to. It's definitely easy to do something, but it's hard to get people to notice you. So
Right.
you know, so I just do my best, and I just tell dick jokes and try to stand out any way I can.
He's like this all the time, actually.
Yeah. You leave me in the car when you go to shopping because you don't want me to make a scene. She cracks the window like I'm a dog so I can breathe.
I'm just faster in there by myself.
Yeah, she's like, stay back. I don't want you to start bothering people.
No dick jokes today.
Yeah.
We got these cards, these business cards.
Yeah, we
with,
made business cards.
with our, it just says check us out on social media, has all our social media, like, you
Oh,
know,
nice.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Mhm.
It just says what we're about. So I've been handing them out to like soccer moms at Walmart and,
Yeah,
but like, or the Taco Bell drive-through window, but
he
like,
does do
Yeah,
that.
she's like, she doesn't mind when I do it at horror conventions, but she's like, don't bother these people.
Well, they're working, and she's in the middle of talking, taking an order. He's like, "Here." I'm like, "Don't do that."
The guy had a cool shirt on. I had to, if I see a horror shirt or something, I'm like, bro,
Mm.
you know.
I
Yeah.
get that. I get that. One time I was at a KFC and this dude had a really awesome Freddy Krueger tattoo. I was like, "Hey, dude, you have a really awesome Freddy Krueger tattoo," and he was like, "Thanks. That'd be $11.33."
Bro, look, I gotta say, the KFC bowls with the mashed potatoes and the chicken and the gravy,
Those are really
it's the
good.
greatest thing ever.
Mm.
I like the KFC bowls.
Yeah.
The famous
Yeah.
bowls.
Yeah,
That's what I usually
I
get.
actually like their spicy chicken sandwich.
you might like that because
Okay.
you like spicy.
Well,
stuff.
I get Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich.
Mhm.
Those are good too. I
Yeah,
actually
dude.
I just like spicy chicken sandwiches. Like they're my favorite menu item out of any fast food joint.
Are you a hot sauce guy too? Do you throw a little hot sauce in there?
Sometimes.
All right, all right.
Well, that's a good place to get us back to Michael Myers and
Yeah.
Leatherface. So I have a question that I ask every episode because it's the title of the show. But I'm not going to ask if you guys would die if you met Michael. I'm not going to ask if you guys would die if you met Leatherface. If you got caught in the crossfire of a Michael Myers Leatherface fight. So if you were like the lead characters in a hypothetical Michael versus Leatherface movie, would you guys die?
Yes,
Probably.
because to be the final person, you have to be innocent, and I am a sinner. And yeah, I like to do bad things,
Okay.
and I think the movie would kill me off.
I would like to say I have final girl material, but between the two of them, I think I don't think I have much of a chance.
You can't have sex or show your boobs, or you're dead.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't flash the camera?
No, well, if you're the final girl, you don't know.
What a waste of boobs.
Well,
Boring character, Kaylie. Boring character.
well, those are the Michael rules, but Leatherface kind of operates on a different set of rules
That is
because
true.
Texas Chainsaw predates Halloween, and honestly, the rule is don't go to Texas.
Yeah.
Our
Well, no, it was Jason though. Every time the kids smoked pot or drank or had sex, the kids would be dead.
Yeah. Well, that's how Annie and Linda and Bob died too, though. Annie was going off to fool around with Bob or her boyfriend Paul.
I just want to talk about Linda and Bob. Okay, they were trespassing in somebody's house that they weren't supposed to be in.
Underage drinking.
Yeah, they were
smoking.
They were drinking and they were having sex in somebody else's bed, and they had no business being in that house. That is hardcore. I mean, that is so many rules broken. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I feel like that might be the most important rule that Randy forgot when he was saying all the rules to surviving a horror film in Scream. Don't go in a house you don't belong, because that's Halloween and that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There you go.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Right. So don't go into a house that isn't yours. You'll do marginally better than.
I love that scene, and I love how Scream was basically just turning horror on its head, and they were like, that scene when Randy's like, "You cannot have sex or drink," and a bunch of people have beers. They're like, "What?"
Well, yeah, I love that. That's like that scene is like if you're with your buddies watching Scream, you have to do a drinking game, and that is like the chug part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like how in the later Screams now they have Randy's ancestors, like his nieces and nephews, carrying on the rules of a franchise.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I feel like that's totally a film made for horror fans. Like it's
that
a
whole
shout out
franchise.
Yeah.
And I thought Scream 6 was amazing.
Oh, I loved it.
it. I'll tell you a cool story. We were just talking before this about how it felt weird the first time we got interviewed.
Yeah.
We got this email. They said you can come to an early screening of Scream 6. So we were like, oh, like before it hits theaters, we could see it.
Yeah.
But we had to like sign something promising we won't drop a review right away, So,
the embargo.
Yeah. So and we had a podcast that night, didn't we? So we couldn't say anything. But so I show up, right? And I'm like, this is rad. So we show up and they're like, are you the press? And I'm like, the press. So I'm like, yes. And they just let us in as the press. I was like, what the hell? I was like, it just felt weird, man. We're the press.
We got to do it for Scream 6 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was the same company that reached out. And I'm a huge like Guardians. They're my favorite Marvel. That Scream 6 and the Guardians movie were like a big deal. We got to see it like both times, like the week before or whatever.
Yeah, it was just funny though, because we show up there and there's a bunch of guys in like suits and ties.
Yeah, it was
and
like people with like papers and stuff. And we were like super unprofessional.
I'm walking in there with my liquid death cans. I'm just like, sup? I'm like, how you doing? I'm like, and then
I love it.
Yeah, they sat us in press.
Yeah, they're like, are you with the press? I was like, press? Yes. And then I was like, hey, Kaylie, we're press. We're press.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
But yeah, no, the Scream 6 was really cool. I don't know what's going on with the whole rumors that Ortega's out and then Nev's out and for part 7, but I think they'll get him back in. But I'd like to think so. But
we'll see what happens. I just like to wait until the film's shot.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
like an announcement, anything can happen.
Hmm.
Like that Lee Winnell Wolfman movie coming out. Ryan Gosling was attached to that for a long time, and I guess he's out for some reason.
Oh,
So
okay.
You never know what's gonna happen.
exactly. So
And
once the
then
film's shot, and even then, Ridley Scott like shot a film with Kevin Spacey, and then all the Kevin Spacey shit came out, and he replaced him with Christopher Plummer. The film was already shot. And
Oh,
Ridley Scott's like,
wow.
"Fuck it, we're doing reshoots. I'm Ridley
Yeah.
Scott."
nice.
Oh, wow.
And then there's also like the cameos they probably want to keep like under wraps for surprises. So
Right,
you never do know who's gonna be in what. So
right. So, but I love talking horror movies with you guys. This has been so much fun.
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you so
Uh,
much for
thank you for
having
having us,
us.
man. It's been a great time.
yes. Where can everyone find you guys, and some of the more what's some stuff you guys got coming up that you guys are excited to share?
I'm gonna refer you to Kaylee.
We are That Horror Couple on YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok. So just That Horror Couple. We come right up. We have been doing lately. We've been doing the Walking Dead spinoff, The Ones Who Live. We upload that review recap like once a week, every week. So the finale's coming up next week. So that will be our last, recap on that show. But we've had a really good time doing that. So
Yeah.
Anybody that's listening, there are any Walking Dead fans out there, you still are on the Walking Dead train, come to us. We've got some recap videos for you. We also will be doing the first Omen. We'll be doing a review on that. So as soon as we see that, we'll be putting our review out. And what else is coming out? Late Night with the Devil. We want to
Godzilla.
do. I guess now that I found out about Godzilla, we'll probably go see that this weekend. We'll probably go see that and do a review on that too. So
Keep me on a date.
yeah, mostly newer horror films that come to theaters. We try to do those like opening weekend. And we've been doing The Walking Dead weekly, and any new like horror movie trailers that come out, we try to post reactions or breakdowns for those. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely check us out on YouTube.
I'll talk about our store.
Oh, we also have a spread shop store. We have like hats, shirts, like
Sure.
beanies, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, it's on our YouTube page.
Yes. And my OnlyFans is onlyfans.com.
No, he does not have an OnlyFans.
That's a whole nother subscription.
Oh,
I love it.
I wanted to do it with her, but she backed out, so it's just me hanging out by myself naked.
okay.
And now I'm owing people refunds. It's
Yeah.
a whole mess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Once you get into refunds, it gets super
Yeah.
messy.
Messy. Yeah.
So we're gonna stick to horror reviews.
Yeah. So check us out.
Alrighty, guys. This has been a blast. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. Thank you, Kaylie and Robbie, for joining me today. You guys have to check out their YouTube channel, That Horror Couple. They are awesome, and we became instant friends. We actually talked a long time, had so many more tangents. So if you are a patron, I'm going to be releasing an extended cut of this conversation sometime in the next few days. It'll be very soon. There is a lot we talked about, and too much for what I had to edit in a turnaround. So I kept a lot of the excess tangents I cut out of this. So if you're a patron, be on the lookout for that extended cut very soon. A few updates since this episode was recorded. I did see both Godzilla X Kong and the first Omen. I actually saw them both twice. I loved them. They are my favorite movies of the year so far, and it's early. It's pretty early, but I'm a big Godzilla fan. I'm a big Kong fan. I'm a big Omen fan, and these movies were awesome. So I really enjoyed them. Another update, our announcement, or whatever. If you're in Michigan, specifically the Livonia area, check out Astronomicon this weekend. It's a horror wrestling convention, which I've never been to before, but I plan on checking. I'm going to be there. I'm going to check it out. So if you're there too, hello, say hi. I'd love to make more horror friends. That's what conventions are really great for. So I'm excited. It's going to be a fun time. So if you're in the area, check out Astronomicon this weekend. Now's the time where I beg you for money because that's capitalism, baby. The Patreon is back. That's right. If you really want to support this podcast, you can help me directly by subscribing to the Patreon. I retooled it so it's only $3 a month. You get exclusive content like that upcoming extended cut of this actual episode, this specific episode, and Zooms and whatever. Just exclusive stuff for patrons. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Would You Die YouTube channel, where you can watch video versions of podcast episodes, my short film Ice Cream. I'm going to start doing more live streams. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely you guys want to subscribe to that. If you like this show, please let me know. Leave a review and rate on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to this podcast. Also, feel free to interact with me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're most comfortable. It may not seem like a lot, but trust me, every single like, share, and comment helps this podcast grow and helps keep me going. And of course, feel free to let me know how I'm doing. What do you guys like about the show? What are some areas I can improve? Guests you'd like me to have on? Monsters? Topics you want me to talk about? Just let me know what you guys think. A reminder, I just became an affiliate for FANGORIA, one of the premier brands in horror. I definitely recommend checking out their magazine and even subscribing. And if you decide to do that, don't forget to use the promo code WoodYouDieShow for 20% off your entire order. You can find the show's social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at WoodYouDieShow. Also now you can follow me on TikTok at WoodYouDiePodcast. Would You Die is a partner with the Three Wise Men Media, a Metro Detroit-based group of awesome guys, Kyle, Tyler, and Dylan, where they bring you professional wrestling, indie comic books, and so much more. The music you hear in the beginning and end of each episode is composed by my friend Josie Palmer. Next week, we are feeling the groove. You guys want to be on rhythm because we are talking about the history of dance, particularly ballet, and its relationship with horror. So we're going to be talking about movies like Black Swan, like Suspiria, a few more. I don't want to give away all of it, but it's dance in horror. It's a really fun topic. I'm very excited. You guys are going to love next week. But until next time, I'm Austin Torres. Try not to die.